the colors come alive. Collectors dream and memories shine like fireworks in the sky. Stacked to the ceiling with stories in light. Magic in the air when the toys play at night. Robots spinning, Game Boys flashing, action figures strike a pose. Barbie's got her sunglasses on, G.I. Joe's in hero mode. Arcade lights and vintage signs, glowing warm and bright. Everybody smiles when the toys play at night. Race cars roaring down the aisle like thunder and chrome. Furby's waking up like they just found home. Every shelf's a treasure map, everything feels right. Step into the wonder when the toys play at night.
The following program is being brought to you by the Hippie Broadcasting Network, WTHC Radio, and Stoner Records. Now here's your host, George.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tonight's going to be a little bit different. We're not talking about toys. We're talking about crocheted toys, plushies. And over here is Pierced Sugar from LoveNugBuds and Clothed Goddess. And she's actually Mrs. George.
Hello.
So, where are you at?
I am in my yarn sanctuary room.
Yeah.
Of
Look at all that yarn. And it's just not one wall. It is all the walls, which we'll show that a little bit later. But yeah, she has more yarn than a yarn store. Right?
Yeah. And then some.
So tonight we're talking about yarn, crocheted creations, the artistic side of things. And someday she'll make me a puppet out of yarn. We've sort of attempted that, but it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you can visit her at LoveNugBuds.com, and that is what we're going to talk about because we are on WTHC Radio. So we started something that is definitely for a hippie, and we had a special Love Nug that was made for him. So this is mainly for the radio station, giving a little nod there. So why don't you first talk about how you got into doing crochet?
Merely started as just a little piddly hobby type thing when I was in my teens. It was something to keep my hands busy, and it fit my artistic mind, like the structured end of it. So, and then I did it for fun. I sold things here and there, and then I met the hand behind George 10 years ago, and yeah, you're back. And he kind of just let me go full force with it and do the one major art that I love doing.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. I support your dreams and what you want to do. Especially when it comes to being in business. Everyone should follow a dream. So, but yeah, and of course I go overboard. Which if you look at the Love Nug Buds TikTok account, there's quite a few videos of me when she has told me to go pick up some yarn, right?
And then it turns into this.
Yeah, like that one time you told me to go get what, like 5 skeins of a certain thing.
I needed the four skeins for nugs that I was making, which I think at the time, I don't know if it was for WTHC or for Bella's. And then, yeah, you ended up with, I think it was 6, 7 shopping carts
Yep. Yep.
heaping.
Yeah, those are the nugs right there. But yeah, yeah, what did we add it up to be? It was like 200 and some pounds of yarn I brought home,
Yeah,
something
I
like
think
that.
I think it was roughly about that. Yeah, I remember we weighed it, but
Yeah,
that's been a hot minute for that.
and the funny thing is, I've done that like what, twice, 3 times?
We did the HB
Yeah,
twice,
yeah.
and then we did a good couple carts worth when Joann's went out of business.
That's true. Oh, and then I went while I was at work, and I stopped and I got you a big load too, down in
Yeah.
Fondle.
Yeah, that was like another 4 bags.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's it was because I got a sweet connection with HB, and the woman that manages the yarn department. Whenever she clearances out stuff, she gives me a text and goes, "Hey, by the way, just so you know."
Yeah, but we're good for now with yarn. You don't even have enough space to put it.
I didn't have space to put it like 3
No,
times before
that's
that.
true. That's true. Well, you don't have space to put the back stock. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
But that's the whole thing. It's when you buy it, you need to buy at least 6 to 8, because
yep.
you never know with projects.
Well, that's just like toys. You buy it when you can get it.
Yeah. Potato chips, you can't just have one.
Nope. No, that is correct. So, okay, so now maybe let's get into what started the nug aspect of it, because you were doing regular crochet stuff prior,
hmm
you know, before Love Nug Buds came into existence. So how did that come into play?
Well, honestly, no, Love Nugs is what kicked it off for everything. We didn't have a website or
No,
nothing.
no.
It was little things here and there, and then George went on this crazy adventure, spooky adventure, and Hippie came into the mix. So then with Hippie thinking of something of the sort of the Love Nug before it even had a name, we were looking into making a giant nug to be, sidekicks with Hippie, and then it took off from there. People had an interest for it, and then, the man behind George, being as supportive as he is, we just literally went AWOL with it with different variations. And then it came into the key of, okay, now, need a website to be able to show off the different options that we have. And, you
Yep.
know, Hippie has one of the original, I think probably the second one that I made. He has
Yeah, yeah.
the
We have,
grandpa nug.
yeah, we have the first one. He got the second one.
Yep.
Um, Hello, Real T Bro and Skull Vikes. Welcome in. We are talking to Pierce Sugar from Love Nug Buds, and she makes crocheted creations, and we have some of the stuff like that right there. Those are the little mini keychains. So you decide to do those as a see if you could do it thing.
Yeah, and they turned out amazing, and I've sold tons and
Oh yeah,
even did wholesaling for other people, the with the sponsored nugs.
yep. Yeah, actually, I have
You
my.
have you have the very first
Yeah, I have the very. Oh, yep, I see it.
version with
It's
the
right. It's right there.
original
Oh,
sticker
look
on
at
it.
that. Yeah, I should have grabbed that one. Yeah, that was the original Weed Radio one,
Yep.
and then we changed it over to WTHC Radio. And I think there's still a couple of those left on the website, if I remember correctly. I don't think they were all sold out, all the numbers, because that was limited edition.
I think that, yeah, that was a little bit different because we only had so many of those little records.
Yeah, that's what that was.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you can go to her website, and that's lovenugbuds.com, and you can take a look at all the stuff there. Those would be under brand sponsored nugs. And yes, we do have those available for sale. I don't remember how many are left,
There we
but
go. Look above.
oh, there we go. Look at that. A mystery window.
Right.
But yeah, there they are right there.
Hello, it's me. All right, I'm out of here.
Okay.
Bye.
That was fun. But yeah, those are available, and I think there's still a couple number limited edition stuff. I don't remember what they were at. That was a while ago. So okay,
Yeah,
and
something to look into of, kind of very, very limited,
yes,
knowing we have, one of five basically, something
yeah,
you can do
I don't
a
remember what we went up to,
variant of
but
it.
it was only like 20, maybe 25. I don't think it was more than that.
Yeah, because we only had, I think, 2 gold records, and then the rest of them were the silver.
Yep, and black.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we kept one as the gold, and then Hippie got the other gold.
I think so. But okay, what is that one picture there?
That is of the stash jar nug.
And I think you have one of those there
Yep,
too.
I have one of the sparkle fart ones. I don't even remember what I named this one. Oh, just rainbow. But
Rainbow.
it's sparkly. It's so hard it's so tiny I can't even see myself. So, but and then swoop, you
Comes up.
can hide all your fun stuff in there.
Yeah, you can store anything in there.
Yep.
You can even store your candy.
That's secret candy stash,
Exactly.
hide it from the kids. But yeah, fun stuff.
Yeah. And and,
All
and
different silly ideas that we've come up with and different versions of a nug.
and I think I have more ideas than you, but you're the one that has to make the stuff. I don't.
Exactly.
So I will say all these weird things, and you'll be like, nope, I can't do that.
Not it.
That's too much.
Yeah. Too much, or just that I'm not doing that. Good idea, but no.
Well, and do you want to explain on your website, what you do with the adoptable nugs? Because you have two different types. You have the adoptable, and then you create your own. So, did you want to explain a little bit about both of those?
Yeah, so on the website with the well, adopt and creator, pretty much of the same sort. You're still adopting a nug,
Right.
but I have pre-made, in a sense, little silly ideas that I come up in my head for nug ideas that are just an easy one-click buy. And then you have the create your own adopt. And that is, I mean, whatever your heart's desire, different colored eyes, different shape eyes, from monsters to, like in the picture, that standard green, or even, more realistic crystal iris eyes. And then you go down to, the hair type. Yeah, see with that picture that has like one of the monster eyes. You can go down to what type of bud. So you can have, a darker green, or we have a lighter tone. And then we have two different newer variants, which is this like juniper, I think was the one.
I
And
think
then evergreen. I don't have the juniper style, but this is the evergreen, so it's a lot more very, very deep, darker, very long hairs. My favorite is the one on there, which is an olive tone. And sadly, I cannot get that yarn anymore. I still do have some in stock, but I do not play with it unless somebody, does the create your own to adopt. I just,
because that's very limited.
yeah. So, and then as far as that, you pick your base color, and then there is, I don't even have all the options listed.
No, we
Because
have
it
way
would be
more options
insane.
that are on there. We had to stop at a certain amount.
Yeah. So as far as that, then you can get crazy. What type of hairs do you want? So it's like, I call him like Trash Nug because of his crazy little, you know, just it literally looks like trash scraps. And then, like his hairstyle, I call him Virus because it, with the red and, very, very intense hairs on there. And he has like the more crystal iris style. And then let's see, I don't have any of the other larger ones, but then we get into the factor of smaller ones. These are not ones that you can adopt, but sorry, get myself straight again.
But those are for sale on the website.
Yeah, these are for sale, and I do kind of keep them a little bit more standard. Like they'll have the 2 different base colored hairs or base color, and then I think it is 6 different hair colors, but they're all like the same style. So this is the yellow one, but then the bonus of it all is the fact that it squeaks. So it's one of those things that if I could put a squeaker into it, I did with as many things as I could.
And like the big ones, you have many options. The more different things you pick, different types in that, different eyes cost different amounts. So they start out like, I think it's like $20 and then go up from there. I think our most expensive is like what I think we figured like 35, 37, somewhere in there.
Yeah, it was
And
like
that's
34,
with like
35.
everything.
But the cheapest is 22. So and
Uh,
then that's the with the
the the the
basics.
the, the plain base we have it listed. I'm looking on the website as 20.
Oh, yeah, because that
Yep,
was before with the newer hair and stuff like that.
yep, yep, yep. So, but then your smaller ones, of course, aren't like that. That's the regular size because, like on the screen right now, is the jarred ones.
Yep.
So those are um they represent your medicine, and you even have the fun little stuff inside which you can show.
I don't know if it's mirrored or not,
Yeah,
but
it should be.
yeah, I don't know if there's a way to. No, it won't
That
let
looks
me.
good.
Yeah, but it's backwards. But yeah,
Yep.
medicinal happiness in a jar. But you have this is the larger size one. These sadly don't come with squeakers, but the thought was there. Very, very, very hand sized little palm guys. Stick them on your little office desk. Little tiny guy. And then it comes with all the fun stuff. So you got your seeds and stems in there, and depending on the color of it, depends on what type of rocks. So like this is like citrine in there. That kind of represents like the little seeds and stems. So you got a little shake in the bottom.
Fun little aspect of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's all different colors, and on our website, you can see all the choices that you have there when it comes to the jars. And then after you made those turn into another type of a jar. It's not nug, but
So there's the
oh,
choices of with my nugs.
yep. And then there's what I was talking about, the pills.
Yep. So these are cure-alls instead of so little dose of happiness. Whoop, that one's a little crooked, so I can open it up. So independent on the color, depends on its little name. They all come with little names that are just more of a joke that I came up with. So it was you have Cleo for this color for I think it was for clindamycin, I think it was.
Yep.
And then oh, this was the best one. So this little guy, straighten him out in the jar. But his name is Ed, ED, for erectile dysfunction. I don't have too many more options. I need to make more. And then we have purple for morph for morphine. So if you actually do, Google what the medicine looks like, you'll see that, morphine is actually purple. But yeah, try to make a rainbow variant of them all. And they actually have like little real glycerin capsules in there. With a disclaimer, there's no reason to eat those, but it won't hurt you. do what you will after you buy my stuff as long as I don't see it.
Yeah, but those make great little gifts. A joke gift, a serious gift. It fits under every aspect.
Hmm.
And then here's another picture of a different one because seasonal, which we're beyond the Halloween, but I threw that picture in there.
Yeah, it's still fun though. It's still something
It
that's
is
been done. Yeah, then to go with the season, then we have the toxic edition of the
the jars.
cure-alls. So these are little toxic Avenger type, get the glare off of it. So like that one, he's called Bitten because he looks like a little vampire. And then there's little, what did I end up calling him? I don't remember what I called him. Oh, Guts, because he was like a little zombie style-esque. And then another Mort because with death. So these are not the ones that you should eat because then, turn into a vampire or a zombie.
But again, more little fun things that just go along with this whole genre.
Yep.
But but
Pretty
but the, oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say pretty much if there is an idea that I can do, I will do it.
Right. As long as it's within reason, because like I said, sometimes I ask for too much,
Mhm.
and it takes 20 skeins to make me a puppet, and that's just too much. So there's some things that can't be done.
Yeah, and the realization that when you add up how much yarn it
Right.
takes money wise to put into that, then you're like, oh, this has turned into $100 when I
Yeah.
could just buy for half.
Exactly. But with that, then we also have the munchies. I think you grab the munchies up there with the gummy worms and that.
Oh
I
yeah,
thought I
yep.
saw there. There's your gummy
Yeah, because
worms.
after you get your little dose of love nugs, you happen to get the munchies. So there's your little source of munchies for you after you got your buzz on.
Chicken nuggets.
Yeah, definitely going to be expanding more with that because that was fun.
Oh yeah,
Gummy worms, gummy bears,
we
chicken
we
nuggets of
we,
different
we definitely
sizes.
had a lot of different things that we talked about doing.
Yep.
I,
No, the
I
list
was
is still
even going to
there.
go as I was even going to go as far as get boxes to make French fries and burgers and all that.
Oh, we got the boxes for the chicken nuggets or
That's
the
right, we did.
little
Yeah,
to-go containers for them.
yep. But like I said, you can go to our website and it's lovenugbuds.com where all the crochet stuff is, and you can take a look and browse through there with what's available, and if you want you can customize your own nug. It takes a week or so for it to be made and get out to you, so it's not like it's instant, because they're all custom made.
Yeah, especially with the create your own. It
Yeah.
roughly it takes me a couple of days, and then with shipping and the sort, and depending on how many of those orders have come in, but outside of that, majority of this stuff is, shipped off next day.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's sometimes you've been bombarded and you had a lot of orders to do.
Hmm. Down to the wire, especially
Yep.
Christmas.
Oh, absolutely.
Uh, this past season was fun.
Yep.
Put it that way.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And then those right there, the mushrooms. I
Yep, the
forgot about those.
all seeing eye mushrooms. Yep, we did grab a couple of those.
Yeah, we actually sell quite a few of those in the store here. Like
Hmm.
that they're right by the checkout, and that's a big pick me up item.
Yep. These ones are funny because of the larger size one. You could just like bonk somebody with it. But and then I have a keychain version that I don't think we did or didn't end up putting on the site. I sadly only have a couple of them left too. So
Yeah, there's only a couple keychains left. I at Christmas time I almost sold out of those.
yep. No, yeah, it was like one after the other with it.
Yeah.
Then my spooters.
Yeah.
Any little thing that comes to mind. There's tons of stuff that I've created that I kind of hide in little spots throughout my yarn room. And then, then we have the trippy friends like the teddy bear, which are just friends of the nugs, correlating along with just the odd end silly things that I come up with. The little brown bear was just, I thought it was cute, so I did it. If somebody wants to buy it, cool.
There's the Christmas nugs.
Still need to come up with more hat variants. It was fun doing the
Yep.
witch hats and then the little Christmas hats. There we go. There's the keychain.
Yeah,
One of
there's
the
the keychain.
color variants that I do. I do kind of like your standard, red with white spot mushrooms, and then the multicolored options too. But they all come with that really cool monster eye that will be like correlating with its colors that it has.
And then your bigger characters that you do.
Yep.
And that's my favorite there, the dragons.
Yep, that was actually done after that gold one was Andarna from the Fourth Wing. So any of our book fans out there, I do make the dragons according with that, and then customizing too. I don't have commissions open per se on the website, but I do come across, more personal friends that come to me and go, "Hey, can you do this?" And I go, "Well, yeah, or let me try and, see what comes from that." So, the two previous dragons were something for my sister and my nephew. She just goes, "I want a couple, you know, here's my ideas with it, and then went from there. What So she wanted a pastel butterfly dragon. And then for my nephew, I had to make the make it hardcore black dragon. So I had
So,
to make it look angry. I made it look angry.
so on chat, Deborah says, "Love all your ideas."
Thank you. Yeah, it's takes a hot minute, especially if I'm making it for somebody else. I am definitely meticulous about it. It's sometimes the things come from base patterns and then I just go hog wild with it. It was on a whim. That dog right there is actually my sister's dog. She has a Frenchie named Shadow. And so I did like his little white patterning on the chest and everything. And it's not as heavy as her dog, but that thing probably stands almost just as tall as Shadow does.
And now those are your newest things that you've started, the plants.
Yeah, that was definitely, I don't even remember where or why it started with the plants. I think it was just more seeing that people were getting into that and it being popular, people more going for the holistic hippy dippy end of things. And I always see stuff and I go, you know what, I can do bigger and better. And I love, I love the plants. I love my nugs. I love nugs are the originals, but with the plants, that was something that I myself went off just big old cliff with it, with all the
And,
different designs that I've come up with.
and you've actually, create your own patterns too. Like how does that go about?
Crocheting for so long, you kind of, your brain is trained, you kind of basically train your brain to remember that if I do this type of stitch this way so many times, it'll look like this, if that makes any sense at all. So I'm trying to think of how to word myself that sounds horrible. This way, that way, this way, that way. I've just trained my brain to know that whatever action type stitch that I make, I know what it will come out to look like.
Yeah.
So it's I've been doing it for so long. It's second nature at this point with certain things. So it's like the plant in the picture, the hanging plant. I love string of pearls. I think that's like one of my favorite like succulent type plants, and I hated all the patterns. hated everything that I was finding online. It was all big and just weird looking. Looked nothing like the string of pearls as much as you wanted to call it a string of pearls. So simple as that. I knew if I did it a certain way how it would turn out, and trial and error. Sometimes it takes a few times, and bam, there it is.
Yep. And since I was not paying attention, it's in the halfway mark. So I think the man behind the curtain there should maybe run a commercial. So if you're ready for that, and
Just
we'll
maquillage.
we'll come back in a few minutes and finish talking about crocheting and what we have for sale. Be right back.
Welcome to the shop where the colors come alive. Collectors dream and memories shine like fireworks in the sky. Stacked to the ceiling with stories in light. Magic in the air when the toys play at night. Robots spinning, Game Boys flashing, action figures strike a pose. Barbie's got her sunglasses on, G.I. Joe's in hero mode. Arcade lights and vintage signs, glowing warm and bright. Everybody smiles when the toys play at night. Race cars roaring down the aisle like thunder and chrome. Furby's waking up like they just found home. Every shelf's a treasure map, everything feels right. Step into the wonder when the toys play at night.
Are you searching for affordable products and great rosin? Well, look no further. Whether you're keeping it simple or going all out, we've got you covered. Sunny's for everyday deals, and Hash RX for that premium fire. Sunny's keeps your stash affordable, giving you value every single day. When you want the best, Hash RX. Oklahoma's premium live rosin. No solvents, no shortcuts. Affordable or premium, the choice is yours. Find us at Oklahoma dispensaries.
We are back. Wow, that was so exciting seeing my commercial for the first time.
Worked
like
very hard
like
on it.
I forgot that was going to happen, and it took me off guard.
I did that. I made that. Look it.
Yeah, that was really exciting. So again, we are here with Pure Sugar, and this is all her crochet creations that she does. Now, which one is this? This is one of my favorites. I like it with the flowers.
Oh, that was a monstera. So I don't come up with random plants per se, so they actually like mimicked off of real plants, and I try to keep according to that. Well, minus one. I don't have any pictures, and I don't have any of them anymore because I sold it. But the Zelda plant, that one was my
Oh
favorite.
yeah, I
With the
like the
little
Zelda plant too.
three petaled flowers on it. Yeah, and it's wisterias, ferns, string of pearls, cactuses I've gotten into. That was, straying from, of course, the million ideas that we come up with. Oh yeah, there's your Packers.
Yep.
Your Packers yarn that you're like, oh, but let's buy this and see how this turns out. And
Right.
I was like, this looks like Packers colors. Let me make a yellow pot or yellow hanging pot with it.
Yep. And then cactus.
Yep. So, I mean, I don't
That's
have
a
that
big
guy,
one.
but that's one of the giant ones I got going on.
Yeah. I got her all different size pots to put them in, and said, "Here you go, bake them."
Hi, Mom. So that Deborah that commented earlier, I think was Deborah, my mom.
Yes, it was.
I didn't realize that. I seen Deborah and I was like, oh, that sounds like my mom's name. Proceeded to get told that, Mom thought it was funny with me spinning in my chair. I had to keep myself occupied during a commercial break.
And sadly, we don't have the plants on the website yet. I've been slacking because we've been doing other stuff.
Yep.
But on the LoveNugBuds, we actually have two parts to that website now, because we sort of went into a side shoot business, and that is clothedgoddess.com. So same website, just split up. And then with the Clothed Goddess, You can take and get T-shirts and buttons that we make and enamel pins and jewelry. It all goes together with this aspect. Except we don't make that stuff. Well, the buttons we do, because that was sort of my idea.
Yeah, look down at your feet,
Yeah.
amongst the million other, ideas.
Yeah, I probably as many buttons in stock to make that you have yarn.
Yeah, but the nice part is at least it's smaller, so it's
Exactly. It doesn't take up
easier
all
to
that
keep
room.
it contained.
Right.
Works out for birthday parties, though.
Exactly. Yeah, that was a great idea to do. But yeah, so there is so much on that website, and we will be having a commercial on WTHC radio at some point. I got to work on the Love Nug Buds commercial. So I already talked to Hippie about that, and we'll have that commercial on here as well, and then you can always be reminded. So how about you show your room? I don't know how that camera is going to work with moving it around a little bit, because we can see you have a wall of yarn back there. But
Oh, yeah.
I don't think the viewers have a concept of what's actually
Of the real deal
there.
of the
Yeah.
hoard going on. Give me a sec
So
here.
hopefully we don't have any technical issues here, but
I'll try to move slow.
yeah.
At least get this off and not give anybody motion sickness in the meantime. There we go. I'm wondering if there's a way to. It'd be nice to be able to camera change around, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't remember how to do that.
Yeah. We're just
I
not
think
going to do
I think
that.
you just go on the camera right down at the bottom.
Oh, look at that. Back triple camera.
Yeah,
There we
there
go.
you go.
Don't mind the blinding light. So we'll start from what was behind me, and then we'll just do like a complete 180 here without me messing up my fingers in the way. So with what was behind me, venturing all the way around, and like I said, I hide little things in amongst the yarn. So there's a giant gummy worm up there hiding, and it literally floor into ceiling and around my little computer area that somehow I got to fit in there, just because there was a window that I wanted to keep, and going back around, and again, floor to ceiling. Oh, that's Miles, by the way. He occupies the chair when I'm not here. And then backing myself up a little and revolving right back around to where we started. So there's the little bit of the door when you come in and my little trinkets, and then in the corner I have another little collection of rocks and crystals and stuff, that other than that, it's all yarn.
It's all yarn.
Everywhere.
A-
Everywhere.
and then probably not out. You have what? Twice as much, three times as much.
Put it this way, if somebody needed to use our guest part of the house and needed to take a shower, they're SOL. To the point where everywhere.
Yeah, wherever we have space that can store and we're not using, it's stored. Whether
Yep.
it's toys or yarn or Lego, we have storage everywhere.
But stuff is on clearance, stuff is on sale. You got to do what you got to do with it, because it buying it the way that we buy it, it allows me to be able to make all these things and sell them for the price that I do sell them too, as well. And anybody else that, if you see people, well, I will say this, there is, in a sense, two originators of Love Nugs. So it's myself and then Pandy. So you'll see too many imitators that
Yes,
they're poor versions of ours. But
there's quite a few imitators of the nugs,
yeah,
and they have gotten cease and desists, right?
Pretty much of the fact
Yeah,
there's been few people that have tried to in a sense release the pattern. You're allowed to
yeah,
make it. By all
yeah,
means, go for it, buddy. But releasing the pattern of how they are made is where the cease and desist comes
yeah.
into it
Be- be-
because
because the real creator of it, you work with her,
Mhm.
but she doesn't put up with people stealing
No,
her creation.
and all you have to do is just recognize somebody.
Hmm.
Give them the recognition of saying, "Hey, I got this original idea from such and such."
Yeah,
And it avoids everything, but these people don't and claim it as their own. And it's even my ideas. Pandy has taken some of my ideas that I've
yes,
turned in with it, and she acknowledges the fact that yes, I am the originator of certain aspects of it. And
hmm,
there's where the respect of the crochet community comes into a factor.
yeah,
You can buy all these patterns and have so much fun with them, but one of the things it says, by all means, sell it all you want. Do not give out the pattern
yeah,
because we work hard to create these things and then to be able to sell the patterns to people,
hmm,
to enjoy them for themselves. Don't just go, throwing it around willy-nilly because then all our hard work is just literally for nothing.
right. With all your stuff, even when you do get patterns from somebody, you'll go in and you'll change things to make it more your own. I've
Change
seen
it,
you do that.
or I give recognition. So
Yes,
say like my all-seeing eye mushroom.
yes,
It is labeled as all-seeing eye, Crowley's all-seeing eye mushroom because it was made by Miss Crowley.
yes,
So I put it within the name as the recognition for her.
exactly, and that's all you have to do.
Hmm.
But we've actually come across with a nug site that is online that's virtually a copy of our website.
Hmm. Down to
Um,
the keychains.
yep, completely stole everything from us.
Uh-huh.
And all the
Yes.
money and work we've put into it, and then people just go do that. But that's how it is in the art community. There's imposters out there. Even way back in the 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 dark ages, and well, you know, Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo and all those.
Yeah.
They were always copycats with all them. Everyone trying to steal someone else's creations.
Well, but see, that's the whole thing too. Even you get the creators where like Leonardo da Vinci, type kind of stuff where they actually did have artists make renditions of his stuff
Yeah,
and signed as his own. But you know what? There's that recognition of it.
yeah, yeah. That is true. At least with toys, you don't have to worry about that. Well, I okay. Yeah, there is knockoffs, but
Yeah, well,
the
that's,
the,
yeah,
the
like
knockoffs are
antiques and
pretty.
stuff too.
The knockoffs are pretty clear when it comes to toys.
Yeah,
You know, it,
reproductions.
yeah. Well, you have He Man, and then the knockoff is called Muscle Man. Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah. Yep.
yeah. That's how a lot of the knockoffs go. They give weird names.
Hmm.
Pretty much the same thing, but just weird names. But a little bit different art wise, not like toys. But yeah, that's the one thing that you do is you'll take a pattern and change things up and make things your own, alter it so it works for you. And
Hmm.
that's what you should do when it comes to art. Make things your own. Don't just copy what someone else is doing.
No, and that's the thing. The stuff that I sell is either my rendition with a lot of changes done to it to make it my own, or it is completely originally my own. The
Exactly.
stuff that have mass selling that I do at least. You'll see the little one-offs on there,
Yep.
and those are from just silly little things. Like I don't have for sale, but it's I get hair up my butt because I see something cute, so I gotta go, oh, I gotta make that. So say like, little roadkill possum. I
Hmm.
apologize, I cannot remember her name offhand who originally did this, but it's, I see something cute and I have to. And it's literally just squish little possum.
Well, and that's the thing, that there's nothing wrong with being inspired by an artist and then, going from there.
Hmm.
Like with my artwork, like if you go to Toys Play at Night, that's Bird and Squirrel, which I'm Bird, she's Squirrel. That's what the Bird and Squirrel is all about, is us. And I have my art on there. She has her art on there, as well as the crochet, the toys, all that. It's a all-in-one website. And my art, I was inspired with my stained glass. I was inspired with my recycled robots. I was inspired with our wire trees that we do. I was inspired by other people, but I did not go and copy their stuff exact. I looked how they did it. It's like, okay, I can do something like that. And then I make it. There
Hmm.
is nothing wrong with that. But when you go, right down to detail exactly how it's done and say it's your own, that's where you're doing wrong.
Yep.
And people don't like that. You wouldn't like that done to you. So, and don't mean to be on a rant here, but I think it needs to be out there that that's just how it works. And people need to realize that too.
Its recognition goes a long way.
Exactly.
It doesn't cost anything to, say where you originally got your idea from.
Right.
Nobody's gonna look at you any, less because of it either.
Yeah. And thank you, Deborah, for liking our art. And you do have some of our art at your house.
Yep. And she's got one of your dodos. Your
Exactly. My metal
metal
art.
art. Yep.
Yep. But and I wish I had more time to do art. You know, I I'm a crocheter as well. I'm a past crocheter. So I used to crochet. I don't have time anymore.
He's
But
retired.
yes, I do other stuff. But spending time in the art room today, getting things ready for tonight, or I should say the crochet room, not art room. And I would love to just sit down and make some stuff, but I have so much other stuff to do that's her department now, not mine.
Yeah,
I'll help if I have to. But you do have a couple other things in the bin there that's not on the website. That's just things you've made. If you want to show some of those, we have like 12-ish minutes left.
I pretty much
I was thinking
what
the
has
horse,
been,
the
huh? Oh,
horsey.
my horse. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
this was another one of those, because I want to do because I can. I had a friend that is just obsessed with horses, and she wanted to learn how to crochet, and I said, you know what? Let's do something together. She made her version. She made one that was kind of like candy corn colors, and then I don't even remember what I said. I think it was like Beetlejuice or something like that.
I think so.
Um, yeah, so then I made a green and purple version. But
But
I definitely go big or go home. He's he's of a good size. Down to having little tail, and it's again, I enjoy doing this stuff. Selling the stuff, cool. Making money off of my art, awesome. But at the same time, it's, something that I just love to do. He hangs up over there, and I get to look at him all the time in my room. I'll never sell him. I don't know if I'll make another one. I might, but it's, even like with this pattern, I did my own little version of it to make it actually look like he had, it's a little hard because it's black, but to make it actually look like it has like details of a hoof, you know, on the bottom of it. Actually, you might see it better with there we go. So it actually looks like a hoof of a horse when, the
horseshoe,
original pattern, yeah, horseshoe, thank
horseshoe.
you. Couldn't think of that. Rather than the other ones, just original pattern is flat. I come up with the silly ideas to throw into there. And earlier it showed kind of like terracotta tan version of my Mush Buddies, but right here is like a little boy and girl pair. They're sold separately, but it's I keep a basic body style, and then I just add accordingly. So they'll have different little mushroom toppers on them, and then okay, I'm gonna add a skirt.
Yep,
Yeah, so
there's the other ones.
see, there's a little blue version of it. So it's just whatever comes to mind. I had one that I called him a wizard. I gave it a cape, like a wizard cape, and as an added bonus, if you lift the cape up, he had a little squishy butt. I gave a little butt cheeks because I can. Yeah. Oh, trying to
Yeah.
think. Oh God, there's all little things everywhere around here. I got like a little multicolored bat and a squirrel
Squirrel.
because of
I,
course
I, I didn't I
squirrel.
didn't grab those down. You asked me to, and I forgot.
No, it's okay. I can grab the squirrel. He's actually wearing a cuttlefish on his head right now.
Oh yeah, that's right. You
Yeah.
you did have that on there.
Yeah, the cuttlefish used to sit on the edge of my computer screen, but for whatever reason, I turned it into like a little sun hat on him. So there's a little squirrel because, you know, it wouldn't be me if I didn't have at least one crocheted squirrel. But for some reason, the cuttlefish that I made, he fit perfectly on top of the squirrel's head. So now he's got cute like little sun hat now.
Yeah. And then you're always coming up with new ideas and seeing new things, and I'll send you idea patterns that I come across on TikTok and Facebook and all that, and say, hey, how about you make that? Hey, how about you make that? Ooh, look at that's cool. So I'm always bombarding you with new ideas.
Oh, and I'm all for it though, because it having my brain, I only have like a certain theme of things that I look at and certain outlets for me to look at. Then I get the other spectrum of view because of how like your feed and everything is.
Yeah.
You get a little different end of it. So it's stuff that I wouldn't even have thought to look up. Here you go.
Well, and again, we have more ideas with things like that. There's one thing I have up here. I forgot to bring it down there, so I guess I'll have to show it. But it was a creation that we did. Wow, how long ago was that little guy made? Year
Oh,
ago, 2 years?
probably over a year ago, or if not, just coming up to a year. I think it was the beginning of last year, maybe.
Yeah, and this is a wind up. You can see a little wind up thing on there. But we're having some issues with making him see his feet. So making sure he doesn't get caught in here. So I'm I'm still trying to figure out how to do that. And like I said earlier, I have ideas with it. So we're just gonna have to test some stuff out because I know Hippie was interested in that, and I think that's a really cool thing as a little walking nug. He's so cute.
Think if I did like smaller hair on it, possibly. But you want to make it look like a fluffy nug. It's got to have the
Yeah,
hair. Then it just looked like a green blob walking by, and it's like, eh.
right. So, but we'll work on that, and that'll be something that'll be for sale. I forget how many of those I bought for the wind up bases. So
Couple dozen.
I think it was more like 50 or so.
No, it's a
I
couple
don't
dozen,
remember.
like
It was
20.
it was a while ago, so I don't remember.
They're in my
Um,
drawer right here, so I know that it's a couple dozen.
okay, but yeah, uh, the one thing I would like expanded on is the squeaker. Everyone loves the squeaker thing. So we have the chicken nuggets and the small nugs that are the squeakers. So I think we need to expand that out a little bit more.
Love you, Mom.
Yeah, thank you. So, but yeah, there's always going to be new stuff, and this year I think is going to be a year of getting things big. Like I have plans for the website. Um, I have plans for my website. I have plans for her website. Yeah, I work on that. I try to almost every night to get website work done because both of them have big potential and there's so much stuff to list on there. Like I said, I forgot that I didn't get the plants on there, the hanging plants. So that's something I am going to work on for people that are interested. We were doing festivals with the plants and I totally
That's so
forgot.
good. Yeah.
Totally forgot. So we'll get those on there, and then people can see those more clearly and buy one if they want.
Well, that's the
And
thing. I just need to be able to make more and keep up
exactly,
with it because out
exactly.
of the over a dozen, just the hanging baskets that I made, I have, what was it, 4 or 5 left?
Yeah, I think there might be 5. I know
Yeah.
you've gone through lots of those, so
I even sold the Packers one, didn't I? I think I
I
did.
know you did. Yes, you did.
Ugh,
Yeah. See, I said that was a
and
good one to get.
the fact of just funny, just roadkill possum.
So, anything else you'd like to say about crocheting? We got like 3 minutes left.
I don't know. Roadkill.
You could do a whole roadkill series. How's that?
I dare. I wish.
Raccoon,
I wish I
possum,
could remember her
cat,
name
dog,
offhand, and I feel
horse,
bad
cow.
because she has a squirrel, possum, and a
Squirrel.
raccoon. I think is the roadkills that she had for the pattern. But I mean, it's a possum. Of course, you think play dead. So
See,
yeah, and
hippie likes that idea of the roadkill.
do like a roadkill cafe.
Yeah, Deborah likes the roadkill idea too. And hey, that goes with the munchies.
That yeah, I mean, fry it up,
Yep.
call it dinner.
Yep. Roadkill is a delicacy in some parts of the country.
Well, because it's the only option.
Right? Free food. Yay.
Right. Well,
But
then
yeah,
there's
there we go. We could call it Love Nugs Roadkill.
love Knox roadkill. Mm. But no, the cool part with like the crochet community too, though, is if you delve really deep into it, you'll come across people that where when they do make patterns, they allow you to be able to like a select group test them
Yep.
before they release the pattern, just as a is it written well, do you understand it, is there anything that I can change, XYZ beforehand, and then you come across certain silly stuff and make it a possible where you got Tacosaurus. So this was one of the pattern testings I did. And I didn't get the other part of the pattern for whatever reason, but there's actually like a little sour cream dollop hat that goes on top of him. But yeah, it was for a different variation of her little Tacosaurus.
And see, there's part of the food line.
Yep.
So, well, I thank everyone for being here tonight. I thank Pierce Sugar for showing off all her creations and her yarn room. You can find her at LoveNugBuds.com. And that's where all the Love Nugs and crochet and the Clothes Goddess stuff is, all on the same website. I'm at Toys Play at Night for retro toys and art, because that takes us to everything. So make sure you all visit. And, if there's something that you want Pierce to make, just give her a little shout out and say, hey, can you do this?
Yeah, don't hesitate. It doesn't hurt to ask, even if I, say no because it's too complex or would be too much. Yeah, I have fun with it, so don't
Yep,
hesitate.
exactly. And always remember, you can do WTHC20 in our shopping carts for 20% off your order. That is a standard across the board here. So don't forget, you can also get a little discount. So I thank you all for being in here. Stop by next week. We're going to be talking about puppets next week. Yay! Bye, everybody.
Welcome to the shop where the colors come alive. dream and memories shine like fireworks in the sky. Stacked to the ceiling with stories in light. Magic in the air when the toys play.